Hi guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jessica, and today we're gonna talk about the teenagers' problems nowadays. I'll share my own experience, and also I'll give some advices that might help the people who are in similar situations. But before we start, a short disclaimer. English is not my mother tongue, so please don't judge if I make some mistakes. Instead of that, write your corrections in comments, and that will help me a lot to improve my English skills and to produce a better content for you. And now, let's start! The first problem is, in my opinion, the most common one. It's the school stress. Because a lot of teenagers have really big stress in school. There are a lot of subjects you have to care about, you have to be good in every subject. Then the teachers always expect that you succeed. And there's a ton of homework. You come after school and you want to relax, but you can't really do this because you have to do a ton of homework. And also the tests. Everyone, the teachers, the parents, your classmates, everyone expects good grades from you. So you have to succeed. And that might be really stressful for your mental health. So there are some advices I want to give you to control the situation a little bit. For example, try not to give too much importance to your grades. Of course they are important, but really, in real life, in future, when you go to work, nobody will really care about the grades that you received in school. So it doesn't really affect your future, so why would you worry about it now if it doesn't really matter in recent future for you? The second advice is to prioritize all your subjects. For example, if you want to study math in future in university, the subjects like second language or biology or music might not be that important to you, and you might not pay that much attention to them. Instead of this, you can give all your time to study math and maybe physics and informatics or whatever you want to study in the university. And this prioritizing will help you a lot to study really what matters for you and not just everything, because you can't study everything in a good level. You have to prioritize. And the last advice is to maintain the good relationships with teachers. And it really helps, because if the teacher has a good opinion on you, he likes you, and if he has to give you an oral mark or even in the writing test, he might think, oh, this person is so nice and he's so smart, he or she is so smart and I like him or her. So he can just give you some points more, because teachers are also people and they have their own opinions, and they don't give marks. Sometimes they don't give marks only because of your skills, but also because of the opinion that they have on you. So try to maintain good relationships with teachers, and that will help you a lot in your school life. The next problem is the one a lot of kids are familiar with. It's disputes with parents. For example, I also have a lot of arguments with my mother, and we don't really have a close relationship, we don't really trust each other. So I really know this situation on my experience. But I would like to give you one advice that, in my opinion, is really helpful. Well, I try to use it. It works not always, but still it helps me a lot to maintain the more or less normal relationship with my mom. You have to listen your parents what they say and analyze their words, not just not paying attention to them, but listen and analyze. But still, you live your life and nobody will live this life instead of you. So you have to analyze pros and contras, what your parents say, and if you have the other opinion, you have to compare, and in the end you have to make your own decision. It mustn't be decision of your parents, it must be your own decision, but you have to consider the facts that your parents tell you. So listen to their opinion, but in the end make your own decision. They might sometimes disagree with you, and that's absolutely normal, I think. If parents and children have the same opinion, that's not really normal situation, because then the children don't really have their own opinion, they have their parents' opinion. So you have to think critically, but also don't think that your parents are stupid people and just not listen to them. You still have to listen, but it's your life and make your decisions. The next problem, which really affects me personally, is the lack of time. I want to do a lot of things. I want to study really well. I want to read books. I want to dance. I want to do some sports. I want a lot of hobbies, and I also want to have some free time. But there is not that much time in my life, and with a school 5 days a week, for example, it's even less. So that's a really big problem with lack of time. And also the devices like phone and some applications like TikTok or Instagram, they take a lot of time. So if I go to TikTok, then after 2 hours I can't really stop looking in the shorts. So these applications eat a lot of time as well, and that's also a problem for me, for example. The solution might be to keep a diary. For example, I have this diary, and I plan the events here. I have like something, the page for time management in my diary. You can also do it on your phone in notes, for example. That doesn't really matter, but that's a really good thing, because if you have a list of things you have to do and the timing on it, then you don't really have time for TikTok or other things. And if you plan, you just look in your time, when do you have time, and you can place every event or every hobby that you want to do in the free time. So it will really help you to organize your life and also to structure the things you want to do. And I try to do this. Well, sometimes it doesn't really work that well as I want, but still, after I started to plan every event and also give some time, really important in the organization, give some time to resting, to just doing nothing and so on, my life became really much easier than it was before. The one really bad problem for me personally is, for example, the insecurities about my body, and I know that a lot of teenagers have this as well. Well, it's something really common, and it's pretty normal that when the body of a teenager changes, he or she starts not to like it, maybe some hate their body. Well, of course it's not good, but there's not really anything you can do against it, because it happens to almost every teenager. But at least you have to try to start loving yourself, maybe do some yoga or other things that might help you to connect with your body more and to understand it more, and stop hating it. And my personal advices would be, for example, start thinking that your classmates are the people who, in front of who you want to look perfectly. You will never meet them again after school, for example. So in some years they will just disappear from your life. And why would you suffer and hate your body and try to change it somehow just to receive their improvement if you never see them again? Why would you do something like this to yourself? And the second thing is that the true friends never like you because how you look like. They always like your character. And if the friend tells you that you're such a bad person because you're, I don't know, you have body problems, or you're fat, or your skin has problems, that's not a true friend, guys. If the person tells you like this, he doesn't have to be your friend. You just have to stop talking with this person. And that's a really good indicator if the person is your true friend or not. So try to think about these things more philosophically, that this problem is really common, but if you work on it, you will be able to live easier with your body and understand it better, and maybe you start loving it. And the last problem that I want to talk about is the relationship between you or me and other teenagers. For example, between you and your classmates. Sometimes it's really cause of luck. Sometimes you have really bad classmates, they're really dumb. For example, I also had this experience. But you have to think about that they will be gone in some years, as I already said before. So you don't really have to have good relationship with everyone. You will have enemies, you will have friends, and that's normal. You don't have to be perfect for everyone because it's just not possible. Always there will be some people who hate you, either because you're so good or either because you're so bad. And every person, there is a other person who hates him or her. So you can't really do anything against it. And just try to think that in the future, when you're gone out of school, when you finish it, you will make your own friends group and you will surround yourself only with people who are good for you, who are your friends and who help you to improve yourself. And now, if you don't have really good classmates, for example, just try not to speak with them, try not to spend that much time with them, because the only one person you will be always with, like the person who stays with you for the whole life, is you yourself. So try to improve yourself, your skills. Think about you more than about others. Try not to be perfect for everyone. It's just not possible. And if you have these thoughts in your head, that will help you a lot with your relationship with other people. So these were all problems I wanted to share with you today in this video, but obviously these are not every problem that exists. So if you want a part 2, please write in the comments below, and also write your own experiences, your own problems maybe. Yes, and also if you have an idea for next video, also write it in the comment. And if you liked my video, please give me some likes and subscribe to my channel. That will help me to improve it a lot. And thank you so much for staying with me, for watching this video. Goodbye, see you in the next video.